Well, good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, Patricia and David, and it is the 1st of August. Well, fortunately, we've got most of the boats where they were going. Bella Vita, that's what I had down here to tell you, that Vicky, Richard and Libby are on their way from Niafu to Savu Savu. So anybody in Savu Savu who wants to find out about the Island Cruising Association, you can wait a few days and Bella Vita will be arriving. Let's look at the weather here. It's actually calm. It has been sort of relatively calm. We've had a lot of rain overnight. 14 degrees at the moment, which is not very tropical. It's round to the south, just a slight bit of east in it, 6 knots from the south, 100% cloud cover, and 1015.9 on the bar. So that's the weather situation here. I'll talk to Falado in a moment. I think they've still got a decent amount of wind for their trip to Savu Savu. Good timing for that, hopefully tomorrow. And a few more boats have left, in fact, to follow on behind them. I guess they'll be looking for a Monday arrival coming from Tonga. Winds are down a bit now, so they'll have a fairly peaceful trip. And Falado, I was beginning to wonder about that sliver boat, but it is coming up now. It took the passage, I think it's called the Lakemba passage, further down. I guess they didn't want all that islands to miss, and they're now coming up towards you. But it wasn't a very fast way to go because they were not that far from you when you started, but they're further away now. Anyway, let's go to we'll wait on Soy Libra. He's at anchor, so we'll go first of all to Falado, Gulf Harbour. Nothing heard from Falado. I will tell you exactly where they are because it was only a minute or so ago on the AIS. So I'm just getting it back again. Oh, goodness gracious me. Anyway, right, here they are, position. And it is 17 degrees, 33 south, and 179, I'm writing it down at the same time, 17 minutes west. And they are on a course of 265, pretty stable, going from one place to the other at 6.3 knots. And the wind has dropped a bit from what they started off with. It's now 16 knots from the east. So I hope the swells are down as well. So that's Falado. Let's see if Soy Libra is, he might have jumped in the water to have a swim, but probably back on board now. Soy Libra, Gulf Harbour. Well, I'm beginning to wonder whether we're actually putting anything out. I'm just checking my meter here, and indeed we are. In fact, conditions are quite good tonight. 450 watts going up the spout, so that should be good. In fact, I've been getting some fairly interesting reports. I had one email this morning from a man in New Mexico, of all places, Santa Fe, beautiful spot, Santa Fe, New Mexico, who actually heard us on the radio. Not all that great, but at least he heard us. It's amazing what people do all day, just tuning around the bands, and you wouldn't think that somebody in New Mexico would be on the marine bands listening in. But there you are. So Radio 645, if you are listening tonight, which it could well be because the conditions were excellent earlier on today, long distance. So there you go. Not only do we talk to Torremolinos in Spain, but we are now in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's really surprising how many tune in, both on streaming and on the radio. Okay, I'll just give another call to see whether Falado has found us. No, nothing heard. Is there anybody with anything for Gulf Harbour Radio? Please call.
This is Falado.
Oh, it is Falado. I was wondering where you were, Cameron. Go ahead, over.
It's just about to die, so it's not the time. I'm came in halfway through your
Yeah, indeed. It was only a few minutes ago. So all I need from you is your current weather and wave conditions, the swell. Over.
Well, the weather is overcast, probably 80 to 90%, and wind is behind the reef there. So see that's still down a lot. There's a lot of confused. Over.
And the wind speed was the GFS right? It said 16 knots from the east. Over.
Yeah, that's correct. It's winning between around hard to pick the time when you drive. Over.
Ah, roger that. Okay. Oh well, you're doing well for arrival. I'm sure you'll be pleased to get out of the swelly water, but it's at least it's getting better than it was at the start of your trip. And you would have heard me say that Sliver is actually coming up back on course for Savu. I was beginning to wonder whether they were just going straight across to the west, but it does look as if that they are coming up towards you. They're down the bottom. I don't know what those islands are called. Thakar Lashamara. Anyway, coming back up. So anyway, I'll just pass the microphone in case you're interested in what Fiji is saying. Here's David.
Well, here's Fiji. They've got easterly winds 15 to 20, and that's through tomorrow, through 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow, 15 to 20 out of the east, and moderate to rough sea, and a moderate southeast swell. And the next 24 hours is exactly the same thing. No change whatsoever. So there you go. Sounds like a very, very good little passage you've got there. Over.
Yeah, it has been good.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be interested in getting into a change of culture into Fiji. All right, well, have a good landfall tomorrow, you guys, and let us know when you take off again. So have a good night. Keep a good watch. Over.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for checking, David. This will be our final call on this trip, and I'll let you know the next time for that.
Yep, roger that. Okay, let's see if we can find Kaya over in Vanuatu. Yeah, it's not the easiest of signals from you, Daniel, but at least we're getting through. And we did enjoy bringing out all of our charts from the northern part of Vanuatu today. It brought back some really good memories. There's some great spots. We actually probably, if we had to choose somewhere to go in the Southwest Pacific, well, we did go to Vanuatu 3 times, so it shows you that we really enjoyed it. So where are you tonight? Over.
Yeah, we've been having a festival of camping down Melancola. We are 6 miles north of Port Sandwich.
Okay, 6 miles north of Port Sandwich, tacking. Yeah, isn't that lovely? Yeah, well, we every now and again we've had to do the same thing. You do get lazy, don't you, when you're got trades and you're going with them. But so you're have been tacking. Are you still tacking, or you're 6 miles north of Port Sandwich? I presume you are going in there tonight. Over.
Yeah, we'll get real close by sunset, and we'll probably sneak in tonight. Over.
Roger that. What are your conditions at the moment? Over.
Yeah, probably 18 knots from the southeast. Seas 1 meter and a little bit sharp, but it's pretty good as far as going to weather is concerned. Over.
Well, that's not too bad then. So you're tacking down Malakula, and you'll be in there later on, and anchored at Port Sandwich for the night. So 18 knots of southeasterly and 1 meter, bit on the sharp side. All right, I've got that. I'm going to. David has just been looking. I think he wants to persuade you into some of our favourite spots. But anyway, have you got time to listen, or are you busy on deck? Over.
No, we have time to listen. over.
All right, here he is.
Actually, if I can get the that long.
Okay, he wants actually to get me to record your latitude and longitude as we speak. Over. Here you go.
You stand by with Tricia. Don't have it in front of me. Stand by
Okay,
one.
all right, you can do that, your thing.
That's Daniel, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Daniel. While you are looking, I'm trying to figure out better places possibly than Port Sandwich. Yeah, that's
Not
why
tonight.
that's why I wanted your latitude and longitude, because you may be stuck with going in there. The problem is you have to go in fairly deep into that bay for the anchorage. Well, you don't really have to, but most people do. But there are, gosh, so many places that we have been to that we were just curious if you had explored any of them. One of the questions was, have you been to Mayo at all? Mayo, over.
No, negative. Have not been to Maywood. We have been to Harbour, Medical, the regular staff.
Okay, right. Yeah, that's kind of a shame because Assenvary at the southwest part of Mayo is just one of the most spectacular diving areas that we've been. We've gone there, I don't know how many times, but yeah, actually wouldn't be hard for you to get up there, but you'd have to go backwards, and I don't think you want to do that.
No, he doesn't.
So
Absolutely not.
anyway, the reason I wanted the lat long is because we have gone into a bay that I don't even know if the guidebooks even talk about it, but it's called Banham Bay.
North of where you are at the moment, probably.
Yeah, so I don't know if you passed it or what. That's what I'm curious about, because it's an outstanding anchorage, and not only is it a good anchorage, but on shore is incredibly interesting. It's a small village there, and very nice to stretch your legs, get up into the hills and whatnot. Very nice people, and absolutely total protection from the southeast winds. So yeah, Banham Bay.
Just
over.
north of.
Okay, yeah, our last pack was right in the Banham Bay, and we did think about going in there for anchorage, but packed back out. But that would not be any far backtrack for us to go and check out, is it?
Yeah.
What did you say?
He said it wouldn't be that far to go back and check it out.
Oh, I would recommend that you just turn around. That would be pretty easy if you just passed it. And it doesn't look like it's a good spot, oddly enough. But once you turn the corner and get into the bay, I've got a chart that I'm looking at right now. You won't regret it, I'm sure. Over.
All right, hey, that's awesome. That would be very, very easy. That would almost be off the wind at this point, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it certainly would be. So take a look, drop the hook, and we'll talk to you tomorrow and find out what you think of it. Over.
All right, awesome. Hey, that sounds great. Thank you guys so much. And try out on the side.
Okay, now do you guys have onboard email? I'm just seeing if I've got any information here from last year. Just stand by. Might be able to answer the question myself. It doesn't look like you have email on the boat. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. But we have very good cell phone service in Vanuatu, isn't it?
Oh, roger that. All right, well, what we'll try and hope for tomorrow is decent reception here, and we can have a look at a few recommendations from Banham Bay. Yeah, we had a hilarious time at Banham Bay. We happened to be there on the Vanuatu National Day, and you go up the hill and they had a soccer game on the most appallingly unflat field I've ever seen in my life, and we got to know them all quite well. We'd all taken up our few boats actually we took up all of our different flags and sort of made quite a big festival of it. A very, really nice mob of people. Anyway, all right, well, we'll talk again tomorrow. And it'll be quicker to get there than it would be to a nicer trip than to get into Port Sandwich. All right, have a good night.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to pass the microphone back.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chart right now, paper chart, and when you take it a little bit wide, because there is a reef that sticks out on the point. That point's called Langon Point, I believe. Angon Point. Anyhow, that reef sticks out a fair amount, so take it wide, and then you just basically arc around until you're heading almost south. And as you get into the bay, it'll get totally calm. There are a couple of bommies that are in there, at least one that the depth is about 5 meters over the top of it, so you don't want to bump into that. But the rest of the bay, the anchorage, just get around that, and the anchorage is anywhere from 7 meters to 10 or 12 meters.
5 meters.
And so
Enjoy.
that's it. And then the village is just to the east of where you would drop the hook. So you'll see. Hopefully it's still a little bit daylight. Over.
Yeah, Roger. We've got about 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours of light left of them.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then tomorrow you can hike up the hill and take an old toothbrush, because I'm sure the ladies would like their sewing machines cleaned out. Yeah, we got a job. I started fixing 1 or 2 of them, and about a dozen arrived, treadle sewing machines. But yeah, really nice people. So it'll be a good break, and it's a bit off the beaten track from the rest of them. So all right, well, we'll talk to you tomorrow and let you get on with getting to Banham Bay. So have a good night, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Over.
Roger. Thank you again. Over.
Yep, cheers, and we'll clear with Kaya. Is there anybody else?
Checking for the Everett.
Oh, good day. And yep, see you're anchored safely at North Minerva. So there's no other boats with AIS on. Are you by yourself there, Andy? Over.
No, there's actually one other boat that came from Congress here in the southwest in New Zealand, and it's Sunrise. And I believe there's 3 aboard. But I don't know if there's the radio thing or not. I really appreciated all the help you guys gave me and all the insights as they came across all those sponsors. And keep you in my ear every evening. Over.
Yeah, well, it's always good to keep track of you single-handers. So, yep, well, enjoy North Minerva. Don't know what the tide situation is, so don't know whether you're going to be able to do much tomorrow or not, but you'll find it out. And did you get a fish going through the pass? Over.
Oh, I was dragging a line with a little special squid head on it. I didn't catch anything coming through, but go out later tonight with the light to see if I can get some lobsters.
All right. Oh, well, I'll just pass the microphone so that you can get a feel for what the weather's going to be doing for the next few days. Just a heads up, we will not be on Saturday night again, going back to try and make amends to the rest of the competition that I was in last Saturday, which I did dreadfully at. So we will not be on Saturday night. We won't have any boats at sea. But anyway, I'll just pass the microphone so you can see what's coming. Stand by.
Well, good luck, good job getting in. That's great, and I'm sure you're happy about that. Anyhow, there's going to be a weather change on Saturday. Later on Saturday, there's a frontal band that's going to come through the Minervas. So just be prepared for that. The wind is going to start off being north northeast, and then once the band goes through, it's going to swing around to southerly quadrant. And it looks like there might be a fair amount of rain in that. So don't know if you need water, but it looks like there'll be enough water in the clouds to give you some. So anyway, that's Saturday. Before that, Friday, tomorrow, looks pretty nice. Fairly light winds from what I could see, and then you should start to see clouds building up to your south or southwest Friday at around lunchtime, and that's just the prelude for that band that will be coming in on Saturday. So anyhow, enjoy tomorrow. We love Minerva. Over.
Yes, I'm in the southeast exit right now. Am I expecting this or should I be moving? Or
Yeah, I just missed that last comment. Over.
I'm in the southeast exit right now. Is that a good place to be or should I be moving around because that thing's going to be shifting around?
Yeah, well, you've got plenty of room to manoeuvre if you need to, with only two of you there. So, and it depends on where you want to go hiking on the reef. So, all right, well, good luck on the look for the lobsters, and we'll be on tomorrow night anyway for you to report your magnificent catches. All right, Andy. It's a bit staticky from Minerva tonight, interestingly enough. So anyway, we'll leave you be. And I'll just report to everyone the report from Zumax, who's in what is it? It is Tahania. That's right, Tahania. They've had a miserable weather with that low that we got rid of from our part of the world here. It was pretty grim in the Tuamotus with that trough. The winds shifted from north to southwest, of course, 30 to 35 knots, gusting 40, with lots and lots of rain. So anyway, it was better today with 10 to 12 knots from the south, and the sun is back on. So anyway, if you're stuck on board the boat at the moment and you've got good TV coverage or good news from the Olympics, that is certainly helps pass the time. It's been quite spectacular. Last night we had the men's triathlon and the women's earlier on. Both were good, but the men's was so exciting. It was fantastic with New Zealand and the British guy neck and neck until the last 50 metres when the Brit, I don't know where he got his energy from after swimming and biking and running, but he stormed ahead, and then a Frenchman was third. But it was just a spectacular race. So yeah, it's been really interesting watching it. We've sort of got interested not so much in all the stupid sports, the skateboarding and all sorts of weirdo things are on. Why they're there, God only knows. But anyway, the traditional things have been fantastic. Okay, well, that's about it from us. Is there anybody else wanting to make contact? Please call. Oh, hello, Jonathan, from up there, and I presume you're still up in the Bay of Islands. Is that correct, over?
Yeah, I was just calling for a radio check.
Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with your radio. It's coming through pretty good. I would say it's clearer than I've just had from North Minerva. So, yeah, nothing wrong with your transmit, over.
Thank you, I didn't have a good issue at all on the antenna. But yes, we're off to Minerva. We'll do a couple more places to visit now, but the winds have dropped a little bit, and then we'll be heading back to Saturday next weekend. Okay,
yeah, well, the winds will be dropping steadily, so yeah, it would be quite pleasant, probably. So not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, by the sound of it. So yeah, it should be nice for this weekend at least. So yep, oh good. Thanks for making contact, and I shall make a note of that, and we'll catch you next week sometime, over.
Yes, thank you. We'll call again when we're all done.
Roger that. All right, and with that, we will. Well, what are the winds like at the moment up there in the Bay of Islands, anyway? Jonathan, over.
Well, it's pretty sunny now.
guys are saying most left down here, but on the bad reports, I'm guessing we're looking at around quite a lot of new service.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you're obviously in a really nice sheltered spot, so so that's good. Okay, all right. Well, good evening to you both, and we will, with that, close the net for the night, and we'll be back again tomorrow night, but then not on Saturday night this week. Not on Saturday night. Okay, cheers, everybody. If anyone wants the frequency to do anything, it is all yours, and a special hello to Paolo and Anna in Tahania. Thank you for the streaming contact. Cheers all. I'm just fixing this. I'll just.
Going to have some very strong winds Saturday in Vanuatu.
Oh, really? So he wouldn't be wanting to come down then, would he?
I wouldn't want to move, I don't think.